Who would have ever thought that the 6'2", 157-pound guard that was entering his freshman season in college at the time would be a threat in today's game? I mean, really, who would have ever thought that from day one on getting drafted would have that spark and charisma through the roof when coming off the bench? And at times when watching him play, sometimes you forget he's just a rookie. This particular player was forced to make a life or death decision. This is the Bones Hyland story. Nahshon Bones Hyland was born on September 14, 2000 in Wilmington, Delaware. And with his parents having an unstable relationship, it resulted in him being raised by his mom, Marche. But growing up in Wilmington, Delaware, it wasn't the most positive environment for a kid to be growing up in. We're talking about a city that was ranked 3rd on the annual list of most violent cities among small cities the same size. But he would actually be inspired by his older brothers. He would be much smaller than the rest of the guys when playing pickup, which would help him establish tough skin. The game would start to become natural to him. And by the age of 11, while serving out buckets at a hoop session, a childhood friend would start to call him busy because of his urge to get buckets. With him also having that narrow body structure, it made it even better for him to be referred to as Busy Bones. He would attend St. George's Technical High School in Middletown, Delaware, where he never even had to touch down on the freshman or JV team. Bro straight out played varsity all 4 years. For his freshman season, he would average a solid 11 points per contest. But by his junior season, he would up his average significantly to 27 points a game and was named to first team All-State. But on March 25th, 2018, little did he know his life would change forever. Because while he was in his room watching March Madness, and on his laptop while being on the phone with his friend, Bones would actually start nodding off, about to go to sleep. But something kept telling him to stay awake and to don't go to sleep. And shortly after, out of nowhere, he started to see the color black creep through his room, while also smelling a slight charcoal smell. But he didn't think anything of it at first. He thought maybe it was a barbecue or something going on outside. But as things started to progress, he would then hop up out the bed. He would rush to the door to where he was caught by a big surprise, because behind the door was covered in complete flames, which triggered him to run to the window in his room to where it wouldn't open. He then went to the next window, which started to catch on fire. This led Hyland to drop on his knees and start praying. He then got back up and went towards the second window, which proceeded to not open. He managed to finally get one of the windows open, to where he was met with people outside yelling up, "Bones, we need you," while being persuaded to jump down 3 stories. And at this point, he really had no other choice, so he proceeded to jump. But also in the home with Bones was his grandmother and his 11-month-old and 3-week-old cousins. But unfortunately, Bones and his 3-week-old little cousin were the only ones to survive. Hyland would suffer a torn patella tendon, and doctors even told him he wouldn't be able to play basketball ever again. But that did not discourage him or stop him. That only allowed him to fight back and to keep going, and one day prove them wrong, because he knew he had a bigger purpose and had to rise above. So just after 6 months of being sidelined, he would come back, and on his debut in his senior season, on opening night, he managed to put up 40 points also being able to lead his team to the state semifinals. He also averaged 20 points per game during that season. And to tally it all off, by the end of his senior season, he was awarded the Delaware Player of the Year. And although he was under the radar, due to him playing in Delaware, ESPN only had him as a 3-star recruit, but that didn't stop offers from coming in though. He would get interest in offers from schools like Rhode Island, Seton Hall, and VCU, just to name a few, which led the 3-star recruit to sign the letter of intent to play basketball at VCU. And he would go on to have a pretty solid season, averaging 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists per contest. He also earned his way to be on the Atlantic 10 All-Rookie team. He shot 43% from 3 and broke the school's record by making 63 3-pointers that season, a record that still stands today. He started it in 9 games and played all 30 games that season, also being able to start the last 7 games of the season. And around that time, he showed a widespread variety of what type of player he really was. He could be the primarily ball handler and be a great facilitator. He could create his own shots and was an excellent catch and shoot type player while showing a superb amount of confidence. But going into his sophomore season, he took it upon himself to really focus on the physical aspects of his game. He even went from 157 pounds to 172 pounds. And for his sophomore season, he went on to average 20 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals per contest. And following that, he was named Conference Player of the Year as a sophomore. And although it seemed as though he kind of developed relatively fast, he was ready for that draft. Hyland would enter the 2021 NBA draft and would go 26 to the Denver Nuggets. And for his rookie season, he would go on to show that he really belonged in the NBA. Throughout the 2021-22 season, as a rookie coming off the bench, he was able to average 10 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds per game, and was named to the All-Rookie second team. But Bones was one of the few rookies to have the green light and the say-so from Nuggets head coach Mike Malone, as he stated throughout the season, time after time, that he has a lot of confidence in his rookie, not just in the regular season. He's shown that he's had a lot of confidence in Hyland throughout the postseason. Bones has definitely showcased his ability and consistency, and has shown that he can be trusted with the ball in his hands in the heat of a game, as he's shown a lot of poise and comfortability throughout the playoffs. He's managed to even come into his own more and more as the season has progressed, just being that energy guy and playing his role very well. Bones managed to even hold his own in the first round against the Warriors, when he was able to put up 15 points, 3 threes, and 7 assists. And when he gets going, it's like his energy transcends beyond the team to the stands.
Quickly up court. Another 3. Bones! Butter!
The Wellington Fire Department even dropped by one of his games. The same men that were there on the day of the house fire. But not only that, they awarded Bones his own fire jacket. But the future is extremely bright for Bones, and is only going to improve. He knew if he could overcome that house fire event, then he could overcome anything. The blood, sweat, and tears paid off and ultimately allowed him to make it in the NBA to get his family out the hood.
I always wanted to stay level-headed and, find my passion, which was basketball, and always keep the Lord first and keep going in whatever I'm doing.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bones Hyland story.